For years leading up to 1979, Iran was ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a monarch heavily backed by the United States. But beneath his government, decades of tension and anger over foreign interference were boiling. That pressure finally broke. As protests overwhelmed the country, the Shah fled. Soon after, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile, establishing a new Islamic government and firmly taking control. Even with the revolution successful, the primary target of this anger remained the United States. Millions of Iranians suspected America would try to intervene again to reinstate the Shah. On November 4, 1979, thousands of militant students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They scaled the walls, breached the buildings, and seized the classified documents inside. The militants captured dozens of American diplomats and staff members, parading them blindfolded in front of news cameras. The Iran hostage crisis had officially begun. American physical security and intelligence capabilities in the region had completely collapsed. But during the chaos of the embassy takeover, 6 American diplomats managed to slip out through the side exits. With nowhere else to go, they secretly navigated the streets and found refuge inside the home of the Canadian ambassador. Getting them out seemed impossible. Tehran was flooded with Revolutionary Guards and checkpoints. Militants were reconstructing shredded embassy documents. Standard covers, posing as teachers or aid workers, would never survive. Authorities were intensely paranoid. One suspicious answer meant prison. The CIA faced a severe engineering problem. They needed to design a lie robust enough to move 6 North Americans freely through a city explicitly hunting for them. Inside the CIA, extraction specialist Tony Mendez proposed an idea that initially sounded completely ridiculous. He suggested the diplomats pretend to be a Canadian Hollywood film crew scouting locations for a science fiction movie. As they talked it through, the logic held up. Film crews regularly travel internationally, carry strange equipment, and ask unusual questions about locations. Most importantly, very few people understand how movie production actually works. Mendez understood the mechanics of deception. A simple, weak lie collapses under pressure because it lacks detail. But a massive, highly elaborate lie can actually feel more believable, simply because no one expects you to invent something so outrageous. This was a calculated exploit of human psychology, turning the very absurdity of the lie into its greatest strength. To make the story bulletproof, Mendez partnered with John Chambers, a renowned Hollywood makeup artist who had worked on movies like Planet of the Apes. Together, they reverse-engineered a legitimate production company. The CIA rented a real office suite in Hollywood and established Studio 6 Productions. They printed high-quality business cards, designed logos, and created professional corporate letterheads. They titled their fake film Argo. To match the sci-fi boom dominated by Star Wars, artists drafted detailed concept art, elaborate costume designs, and a complete script. Then came the ultimate authentication. The CIA purchased full-page advertisements in industry trait magazines like Variety. If an Iranian checkpoint guard or official decided to investigate the crew, they would find public, printed evidence that the movie was real. The CIA engineered a verifiable reality, layered with enough physical evidence to survive a state-level investigation. With the trap set, Tony Mendez personally flew into Tehran. He met with the 6 hiding diplomats, handing them fake Canadian passports, and assigning each person a specific role in the film crew, from director to set designer. Next, he taught them how to behave. Real movie professionals complain. They stress over budgets, tight schedules, and bad weather. Mendez trained the diplomats to project the relaxed, slightly arrogant confidence of a frustrated film crew. On January 28, 1980, the group arrived at Tehran's airport. This was the choke point. They had to navigate heavily guarded checkpoints where armed officers scrutinized every traveler leaving the country. Iranian officials took their documents. They asked questions. In that moment, the entire operation rested on whether 6 terrified diplomats could maintain their Hollywood personas under direct interrogation. And the guards bought it. The fake identities survived the scrutiny. One by one, the Americans passed through security and boarded a Swiss Air flight out of Iran. The sheer audacity of the lie, backed by layers of engineered detail, successfully bypassed one of the most paranoid security systems on Earth. To protect intelligence methods, the CIA's involvement remained classified for decades. The Canadian government took public credit for the rescue, keeping the mechanics of the operation a secret. Eventually, the details were declassified, leading to a strange historical irony. The fake Hollywood production invented by the CIA inspired a real Hollywood movie, which went on to win the Academy Award for Best Picture in 2012. Operation Argo proves that when technology and military force are neutralized, a perfectly constructed narrative becomes the only viable path forward. In Tehran,